because obviously they're vastly knowledgeable, vastly knowledgeable. Hello and welcome back to Higher Sense with Haz, and today's review is going to be Isola Sol by Roja Dove. Isola Sol by Roja Parfums, or Roja Dove as the perfumer is known, is a 2024 release. It was a late summer release, and since the warmer weather's coming round, I thought I'd give it a look today. So let's have a look what this has got to offer. Now, as you've probably noticed, this bottle has a tester cap on it. The reason is I bought this bottle at a very good price as a tester because I was unsure whether the fragrance would be up to standard or not. The reason why I say that is there's been a lot of controversy and rumours around Roja Parfums on whether it's getting sold, and personally I've noticed that in some of the more later releases the fragrance ingredients don't seem as good, they don't seem to last, they don't seem to project, and there's a lot of question marks about it. So I thought I'll give a tester a try. Now, as you can see on my other Roja Parfums, that is what generally the cap is like. You've got different types of caps with jewels. This one's very nice, the Sweetie Oud, as you can see there, nice and jeweled, but they're very extravagant. But this tester comes with a tester cap. Now, this is a 50ml Parfum concentration, and it comes in at an eye-watering £385 retail, which is just over £7.50 per milliliter, which is certainly the top end of the price range. Now, I paid £100 for this, which I'm very happy with, so nearly 25% of the retail cost. So having looked at the ingredients, I thought, yes, I'll give this a go for £100, no problem, for review purposes, and if I like it, which I thought I'd love, then yeah, I thought I'll keep it for the price. And at the end of the day, the cap isn't everything. Can't display it like my others, but I don't mind that. So there's the bottle. Simple plaque on the front. Now, tester bottles are no different apart from the cap. Obviously, I've showed you what the cap's like. Doesn't have anything on the back or the bottom, unlike older Roja fragrances, which I'll show you the difference when I was talking about the controversies. So there's the two bottles side by side. As you can see, there is stuff on the back and on the sides of the old bottle, but there's nothing on this. Both got stickers on the bottom. But in my opinion, the older bottles were a lot better than the new bottles. But hey ho, bottles aren't everything, as long as the fragrance is great, right? So I'll put the notes for Isola Sol on your screen now, and then I'll go on to discuss what I get from this fragrance. Okay, so there's the notes on the screen for you now, and then having looked at the bottle, we will move on to testing. There's the atomizer. We'll give it a blast. Good atomizer from Roja Dove, always good. So at least they haven't skimped on that. So there's one in the air, and I'm going to put one on the strip as well, and then we will get to testing. I've put one in the air, one on the strip. Good atomizer. Hit the target this time, so I don't need to spray another one. And let's see what we get from this. Okay. Okay, now, Roja Dove, the eccentric guy that he is, he's wrote a piece about this fragrance. So we'll read that out and we'll see if I get that from this. An olfactive postcard from an island vacation. Isola Sol is a sublime new art piece from the vision of Roja Dove, capturing a snapshot of a blissful day spent on a golden beach. Isola Sol embraces the magic moment the sun is at its highest in the sky, turning the scenery into a watercolour of orange and blues. Sounds fantastic. Tempting you to a land where the sun always shines. We all want to be there. Surrounding yourself with the scent of Isola Sol means you don't have to long for a summer holiday. That's certainly high praise and vision indeed. Now, does this fragrance match what Mr. Dove is saying? So from the notes, you get a lot of citruses in the top. There's 5 citruses in the top there. Okay, and then in the mid, there's jasmine and neroli, white florals, which I absolutely love. That was part of the reason why I bought the fragrance. I love white florals. So looking at the heavy citruses in the top and the white florals in the mid. I thought, this is fantastic. And then in the base, you've got some woods, you've got some musk, some salt, and some ambroxan to pump it all up there. So it should give good projection and longevity. So you've got citrus, you've got white florals, and you've got woods in the base. Got to be a hit, right? Right, so what I will say is that I've worn this fragrance on a number of occasions, just to try and convince myself if it is what I initially think it is. And what I'll tell you is that this fragrance is absolutely fucking shite. Absolutely terrible. It's one of the worst releases that Roger Dove has done. It is a terrible fragrance, and I'll tell you why. It doesn't smell of any citruses at all. Don't get any citruses. You get an absolute overpowering of yellow florals. I don't know why, because there's white florals in here, but I get a lot of yellow florals. Not only that, but I'll try and set the scene for you. This is what I get. Imagine that your grandmother, she's 78-year-old. She's mowing the garden in summer, the back lawn, and she's cutting the grass, and she cuts down a few of her lovely yellow flowers. So, being a bit senile, she gathers them all up and she takes them in the house and she says, I'm going to put them in a vase on display because they look lovely. So you've got the crushed and chopped yellow flowers. She goes in the house, she puts them in the vase on display, and then she thinks, this will make my house smell lovely. Now, you know what your grandmother's house smells like, especially in the summer when she's only half cracked one of the windows. So that's the kind of smell I get. I get crushed yellow florals from me Granny's house. And not only does she put them in the vase for display, she thinks, well, instead of filling the vase with water, what I'll do, I'll just piss in the vase, piss on the flowers, and that'll be perfect. That is what I get from this. Yellow flowers, overwhelmingly crushed, covered in piss, maybe a bit of dog shit on our back lawn that she forgot to clean up before she mowed the lawn. So that's in there as well. So you get a lovely mush of damp, yellow florals, the warm, the pissy, and they've got a bit of shit on them. That is what I get from this fragrance. Absolutely divine. Now that we've established that I absolutely hate this fragrance, and from the notes in the description, I don't understand how it's absolutely nothing like how it's described by either the perfumer, which is another conversation, or the ingredients. Now, the great news is it projects fairly well and it lasts quite long for a summer freshie, which is a terrible shame really, because when it's on my skin and I had to endure this for hours and hours on end, I just wished it would end. It's absolutely dreadful. It smells old. It smells vintage. It does. It smells like your granny's house. It's just awful. It really is that bad. And I wore it a few times because I thought, what if it's just me? What if my skin chemistry doesn't work? What if it's the wrong time of year to wear this? So I've wore this on a relatively warmish day, low teens, and I've wore it on a cold day because I thought maybe with it being a summer fragrance, I'm just wearing it at the wrong time of year. It's absolutely terrible. I've tried it on other people's skin. I've got other people's opinions and they all absolutely hate this. Now, this is why I bought a tester bottle of it. And I hope it hasn't broke when I threw it over there, because I would hate this studio to smell of that pissy, flowery shit. It's fucking terrible. Anyway, so what I would like to see is, apart from my major disappointment in this fragrance and me telling you not to buy it under any circumstances, 50ml for 385 quid. He must be joking. I wouldn't pay that if you got a litre of this stuff. To be honest, I wouldn't have it for free. And now I've done this review, I'm going to sell it on the groups. I'll try and sell it before they see this video. Unfortunately, fans of Roger and summer fragrances may buy this. Hey, but what you got to remember is fragrance is personal. Everyone's nose is different. Everyone's skin is different. So somebody may smell this and they may absolutely love smelling like a warm granny who's pissed herself. If that's your thing, someone who could wear this, maybe Wayne Rooney. So if you're Wayne Rooney and you're watching this, buy this fragrance from me. It'll be perfect. But yeah, I've seen other influencers. Like there's this one lady, good looking lady, wears very revealing low cut tops, pearly whites, and she's got 100,000 subscribers. You know, obviously she knows her stuff. She must have been in the fragrance game for years and years. Turns out that may not be the case, and I'm not really sure that she would know our bergamot from our burger meat, to be fair. But anyway, she's got tons of subscribers. So I watched this review, and she's sitting next to the beach, and her lovely hair's flowing, you know, and her teeth are sparkling in the sun. She looks fantastic. She looks $1 million, unlike Haz here at Higher Sense. He tries his best, but at the end of the day, he's a man. So I've got to work and earn these subscribers. Now, I'm not seeing and doing all of this to get likes and people to subscribe. I hope you've done that already anyway. I'm just telling the truth. And here at Higher Sense, you've got to be honest and you've got to tell the people the truth. Because if somebody went out and bought this on my recommendation for the retail price, I'd be horrified. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying. If any influencers you watch praise this fragrance and say, you know, the citruses are booming off the top, the citruses are fantastic, and in the mid, the white florals, you know, just encompass this, and you think of a tropical holiday and you think of the sun, and oh my God, you're just magically transported when you spray this on your skin, and 2 sprays lasts all day and the projection's fantastic. Well, let me tell you, they're full of shit. They're full of shit and the shillers. A shiller is someone who sells something or pumps something up for personal gain. So I think a lot of these top influencers, knowledgeable people or otherwise, as I believe when I've done my research on these people, I believe they say these kinds of things not to get subscribers, but when they get the subscribers, because obviously they're vastly knowledgeable, then, you know, they say great things, and then these big companies send them these fragrances to try and say, give us an honest review, please give us an honest review. But what they really mean is, here's some expensive fragrance for free, give us a banging review, help sales because you're a massive influencer with millions of subscribers, unlike the nearly 300 we've got at Higher Sense, which I'm very proud of actually. And I'll continue to tell the world what's good and what's not. These influencers talk rubbish to get the fragrance, and then people unfortunately buy it, they're let down by it, and then they come up with the good old reason, oh, you know, fragrance is a personal thing. For me, it works really well. It smells great to me, works on my skin, but it's a very, very easy excuse to make. And the fact of the matter is, they're doing it to get free fragrance and nothing else. So if any people you subscribe to have said this is a fantastic, citric, summery, bright release from Roja, and it's one of the best that he's released, and it's value for money or whatever, any of that crap, click unsubscribe. I hate saying this, but they're full of shit. They are full of shit. Because this fragrance, I hate smelling the damn thing. It's absolutely tragic. It is. It's awful. It's awful. So, where to wear this fragrance? What seasons? Well, spring and summer, according to Roger Dove. Now, Roger will be sitting there if he's watching this video, and he'll be sitting in his giant oak chair in front of his open log fire with his cup of cognac and his Technicolor bathrobe, and he'll be going, oh my God, it doesn't smell like that. It's amazing. No, it's not, Roger. It's shit. It's like a lot of your recent releases. It's crap. Naturals doesn't smell natural at all. It smells synthetic, and it smells terrible. It's screechy. It's clashy. It just doesn't work. Now, I'm a big fan of Roja Parfums, and I've paid good money for these fragrances, so I'm not hating on Roja. But recently, over the last 2 years or so, his fragrances have got weaker. I think he's using less natural ingredients. The prices are going up. The packaging's going down. I'm not going to recover that thing and show you again. You can skip back in the video if you want to have a look. But basically, prices are going up and quality is going down. And this can't be overlooked because Roja was a premium house, premium ultra niche that, you know, people strive to get. People would work and spend hard-earned money to get these fragrances, and they'd be proud. And I will tell you that in my top 3 of all time, one of those Roja Parfums is in there. It is fantastic, but that's for a later review. Currently, as we're talking, Isola Sol is fucking shite. That's what I can tell you. Seasons, spring, summer. Where to wear this? It would be perfect as a, you know, to put people in a really poor mood or to spread the vibe. Funerals, at the morgue, if your grandparents are are in homes and, you know, they're a bit senile, wear it in there. Be fantastic because all the other old people in there probably really love this. If you're Wayne Rooney, this can be your date night scent, you know. Yeah, I just wouldn't wear this under any circumstances. It projects fairly well and it lasts a long time, which is surprising for a Roja fragrance these days, but it does. But isn't it ironic that it's the shit fragrance that lasts forever? So in conclusion, don't buy this goddamn fragrance. It's awful. Terrible release, and I'll be selling it, and I wouldn't have it for free. Don't buy it under any circumstances. Get a tester, test it on paper, test it on your skin, put the damn thing away, walk away, scrub it off your skin with Dettol, bleach if you have to, bleach yourself. It's disgusting. It's disgraceful. So, we've talked about other influencers who think it's fantastic. They're shillers. Now, I want to give a shout out to a guy who I've recently discovered. He's called Fat Boy Fragrance Reviews. And that's what he's called, okay? And it's great because he's fantastic humour. He's a big American guy, does great reviews, does them in one take. Fantastic. I'll put the link below and I'll put his name on the screen here. My editor can do that now. Check him out, Fat Boy Fragrance Reviews. And I'll tell you why I want you to check him out. I was looking at his reviews and I was watching them, and he's honest. He buys the fragrances himself. He's not sent them. He's got about 8,000 subscribers. Fantastic. Get him a few more. But he's perfectly honest. Doesn't matter if it's a niche fragrance, if it's a designer fragrance. If it's great, he'll tell you. If it's crap, he'll tell you. And I looked at his review on Isola Sol, and I'd seen his other reviews, and I thought to myself, this is the acid test. If this guy tells me this is great, I'm unsubscribing. If he says it's okay, it's personal taste, didn't work for me or whatever, fair enough. But I was absolutely over the moon to hear him slate this fragrance. And at that point, I thought, you know what? This is the guy we need. We don't need influencers. We need honest reviewers. And Fat Boy Fragrances, big thumbs up from me, mate. Great review, perfectly accurate. Even if you get flamed, thumbs down, disliked or whatever, you were brave and you told the truth. And at Higher Sense, we appreciate that. Fantastic. So check him out. If you like this review, like, subscribe, comment. If you dislike it or disagree with it, stick your comments here below and I will go to war with you on this one. I will die on this hill by telling you that Isola Sol by Roger Dove is absolutely dreadful. Until next time, I'll see you in the next one. If I haven't collapsed by then.